Starting with the latest coming in from US politics, former President Donald Trump is safe after the Secret Services foiled what the FBI called an apparent assassination attempt on the Republican nominee. Our next story details how Trump survived another attempt on his life and the questions surrounding the security of the former president.
Another heart-stopping moment that could have altered the course of American politics. Donald Trump found himself at the center of a thwarted assassination attempt while the Republican leader was enjoying a round of golf at his Trump International Golf Club in Florida. The incident, which unfolded with frightening speed, saw the Secret Service agents engage a suspected gunman who hid himself in the dense foliage surrounding the course.
Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, two backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of.
Secret Service agents stationed at the golf club in West Palm Beach spotted the threat and acted swiftly. While Trump wasn't within immediate range, the distance, estimated at 300 to 500 yards, was enough to pose a serious danger. Armed with a scope, the shooter could have easily taken a shot had he not been intercepted in time.
Well, I missed the stop. I was on the way from home, of course. It sounded very tense on the radio. We knew that we had a bolo, be on the lookout for somebody who had opened fire on the President of the United States. I would say there's probably not a more volatile, potentially dangerous situation than that. Our units were completely locked on. We were ready to go.
The suspect has been identified as Ryan Wesley Ruth. The 58-year-old has been a strong supporter of Ukraine amid the ongoing war with Russia. Listen in to what he said in Kiev 2 years back.
Putin is a terrorist and he needs to be ended, so we need everybody from around the globe to stop what they're doing and come here now and support the Ukrainians to end this war.
How the suspect, a man with no known direct ties to Trump, knew that the former president would be at that specific location remains a key question. This harrowing event in Florida marks the second attempt on Trump's life in recent months, following a previous incident where he sustained a minor injury during a campaign rally. The frequency of these threats raises serious questions about the adequacy of security measures for presidential candidates, particularly in the heated run-up to the November 5 election. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
And to take this further, we are being joined by Robert Y. Shapiro, Professor of Political Science and in the School of International and Public Affairs, Columbia University from New York. Professor, thank you so much for joining us here on WION.
Thank you for inviting me.
Professor, first things first, as grave as the situation is, a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump, how do you think this is going to affect the polling, if at all it will?
At this point, I don't think that will have any effect on the polling. What it does, of course, it puts Donald Trump further in the limelight and in terms of a great deal of additional media attention that he might not have otherwise have gotten. But I don't see at this point that having an effect on the polling.
All right, we're going to get into the latest opinion polls coming in after our chat. But as things stand right now, post the debate, the pollings are a little more in favor of Kamala Harris. What is your assessment?
Well, when Kamala Harris got the nomination, what that did was it injected great enthusiasm among the Democratic Party and its supporters, replacing her with Joe Biden. The announcement had a big effect, and then the convention had a further effect. And what we have right now is a very close election. It looks like a repeat of 2016 or 2020, where it will come down to a small number of votes in the key states for the Electoral College.
Also, Professor, we have seen 2 assassination attempts, as we just discussed, on Donald Trump. In the middle of the election year, the Democratic candidate was changed. Have you seen an election like this in the near future, or sorry, in the near past?
No, I've never seen anything like that in all my time as a political observer. This is really very extraordinary. There have been surprises repeatedly, and there could be even further surprises before the election.
Right. Also, who to ask better than you? What does that also tell about the psyche of the American voters, given how split the country is?
Well, I mean, the split in the country is really quite extraordinary. The level of partisan conflict and polarization was actually high before Donald Trump entered the scene. And once he came on the scene, it basically heightened that conflict even further. And he interjected a further level of emotions into the election and changed some of the norms in electoral politics in many ways in terms of the nature of political rhetoric and the idea of potentially inciting political violence.
All right, Professor Shapiro, thank you so much for joining us here on WION and getting us your insights. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.